Hey guys, just doing another video for you to show you one of my airsoft rifles, my gas blowback rifle. This is a Vipertech SR16S3, I believe it's called, and I've had this for a while now. A few problems and niggles I've had with it, so I thought I'd do a video and show you what to expect if you're planning to buy this rifle. Okay, right, I'll start straight off. First of all, most of it is it comes with a forged aluminum receiver, which is very robust and incredibly heavy compared to some of the cheaper aluminum receivers. It comes with the Urx 3.1 rail. It came with this rail when I bought it. I don't know if they're gonna do any other variants or with other rails anytime soon. But most of the parts on this rifle is made of steel. Really good steel. I know that you can buy steel internals for different GBB rifles, and some of the steel is not as robust as some of the other makes. This one from Vipertech, I can tell you, it is very robust. All the internals have come either reinforced in some way or made from good materials, and it functions very well. Okay, right, I'm going to break the rifle down. Before I get into it, this is just a replica LaRue tactical mount from I don't know, China or something, and this is a Vision King scope, which has a magnification of 1.25 to 5 times, and it's not too bad. It's not the best scope in the world, but it does the job for me. You know, I only collect certain things and blink things, targets every now and again. Right, okay, so I'll break it down, take the bolt out, and I'll show you what it consists of. Right, you might want to return bolt to battery first. That'll allow me to break it into. Right. Okay, right, first of all, I'll start with a couple of the problems which I noticed immediately after receiving this rifle, and that was my charging handle snapped after racking it back a couple of times. This is the original charging handle that comes with all Vipertech rifles. Now it comes reinforced there, that pin. It comes as has a steel pin in there, which they've said, you know, helps with reliability and everything, and it lasts longer. Unfortunately, the actual catch with the that part there is made of a very soft aluminum, which what happened to mine was literally it just broke off. It flung apart. So I've got one of these charging handles which I have absolutely no use for. So what I did there to replace it was I got a this is for a real steel firearm, the BCM Gunfighter Voltor, I think you pronounce it, charging handle. It's one with a medium latch on it, and this is incredibly robust. Obviously it's made for a real firearm, the real steel firearm, so it's going to be slightly harder wearing, a bit pricey, you know, and plus bearing in mind I've literally it happened just after I bought this rifle that broke off, so I wasn't too happy with it, but you know, this is for the extra insurance. If you want to make sure it lasts longer and whatnot, then you're gonna have to go for real steel parts on rifles like this. The modifications, I had to take that down just a little bit. It sticks out that way a little bit too much, so what I had to do was take it down just a tad, probably about half a millimeter to a millimeter off there, so it doesn't foul any parts, and now it works perfectly. That's the charging handle part. This is the bolt it comes with. It's a chrome line bolt, has some kind of chrome surface on it, and it is very hard wearing, the lining on it, the coating. I mean, I can see parts of it's getting beaten and bashed and dented inwards, but the coating's not coming off at all. It's really good. It's just it kind of flexes with the bolt inside, if you know what I mean. It goes with the wear. It's an incredibly robust bolt. It's made of steel, which I can show you there. Magnet sticks to it. A very good steel as well. It's heavy, incredibly heavy, this bolt, compared to some of the other standard bolts on the market that come with gas blowback rifles. The nozzle is made of aluminum. pretty tough aluminum as well. I have absolutely no idea what grade of aluminum it is. This is the nozzle guide plate, which is made of steel. Yep, that's made of steel. That goes on there, and what that does is it runs along the rails of the nozzle to guide it and keep it straight and true. Okay, the spring's pretty rated pretty well for this weight of nozzle. Runs very smoothly. Okay, the problem with this bolt, there's two main problems. Was this falls out very easily. It's very loose. Obviously not too it's loose because if it's too tight, it will get jammed, and if it gets jammed in the incorrect position, then it's probably going to jam in the rifle, which is going to cause a really bad malfunction. So it's pretty excuse me, it's pretty loose, which means if you're out in the field and you take this apart, you take the bolt out, that's the first thing that's going to come out. It's going to fall on the floor and you're going to lose it. Okay, so you might want to get an extra couple of them, or keep a close eye on that every time you take the bolt out. But there's been a few times where I've taken it apart and that just falls on the floor and I forget about it. Okay, alright, I'll put that there for a second so I don't forget. The second problem with this bolt is is it the fake gas firing pin? I don't know what part that is on the back there, but that part there has an E-clip which holds the nozzle in place, the back of the nozzle in place, and that E-clip snaps and just flies off somewhere. You're going to lose that quite easily, and they do snap very often. I mean, I had spares and they just kept snapping and flying off. So what I have done is I've gone to a company and had some custom made E-clips here, made out of stainless steel, and ever since I've upgraded the E-clip to one of the stainless steel ones which I had made, this problem's gone away. It doesn't break anymore and it doesn't fling out or anything, and I don't lose them, so that's very good. Literally, I've gone through quite a few hundred rounds without it happening, and it hasn't happened since. So you might want to consider having new E-clips put in or made. Okay, I'll just put this bolt back in for you. Other than that, it's a very good bolt. Okay, let's talk about the lower. Oh, I'm going to have to try and do this without taking it apart. Right, that part there, which I believe is called the GFPA, works. It's held in place with one tiny, very small screw that, after you've taken out the mag catch, that screws in that way, I believe, or is it that way? It's one of these ways, but it's a very small screw that goes into the side and holds that GFPA section to the lower. After a while, obviously this is a very, very strong hammer spring, and it's a very strong hammer as well. After that enough times and firing enough times, that will work itself loose and start coming out. Someone on YouTube, someone's got a channel, what's his name? Can't remember. Nugent GL, I believe it is. That's how you spell it. If you want to check out his channels, go to check out his videos. He's got a lot of videos showcasing how to fix many problems with different GBBs, especially the Vipertex. He's literally a guru of this this base. Okay, so I'll leave that there. Go to his channel and check those videos out if you own this rifle or plan on owning it. This part here will work itself loose. Now what he's said to do is just to drill a very shallow dent into the one of the parts. He'll go into it in detail, so that the screw has something to bite into when you screw it in. That way it won't work itself loose. I've done that mod and it works very well. It's not come loose since, so thank you, Nugent GL. The hammer sees a lot of wear. Obviously that's smashing against certain parts, scraping against the bottom of the bolt there, but mine's held up quite well. I do have a spare hammer which I purchased just in case mine starts warping or denting or snaps or whatever. I'll replace it with that one just for insurance. But that is pretty much the problem with the internals. Everything else is really good. Most internals made of steel. Obviously the GFPA itself isn't made of steel, but the magazine mag catch is steel, I believe. Yep, mag catch is steel. The bolt stop is steel, and the hammer is steel. Okay, and now the biggest problem I had was the trigger and hammer pins. It doesn't come with that. That's the anti-rotation pin device which I purchased. The standard hammer and trigger pin, if I put that down there, is some of these standard, try and get it out there, they're made from a not very strong material, or they wasn't designed to stand up to what they have to stand up to. So they're made of steel. Okay, I've just proved that. They're made of steel. Unfortunately, this steel isn't strong enough to do its job, and they snap. I mean, I was just firing a few shots, and part of the pin snapped and fell out the side, and what that did was put the hammer at an angle, and I had cycling issues. So and then it just fell out. So I replaced it with a real steel. This is designed for the real firearms anti-rotation pin device, which is made by K&S Precision, I guess, K&S Precision Inc. If you you know, you can, if you're buying this rifle, I strongly suggest replacing the original trigger and hammer pins with an anti-rotation device of some kind. That's held up, it's not snapped after I've installed that. But that was literally after not many rounds. I mean, it's designed to be as realistic as possible, close to the real weight, and with the functionality of the real rifle, internal wise. And it's so strong it snaps its own parts, unfortunately. But there are fixes for each broken part, but you have to spend more money. That's one of the downsides to this rifle. The stock, did it come with this stock? I can't remember what stock it came with, but I've changed it out for this one, which came with LMT markings and pattern markings and whatever on here. But it's pretty tight. It's not very loose, which is what I like. Okay, the rail, the Urx free rail here, is very nice. I mean, the colour's great. It's pretty heavy, made from good material, good aluminum. And unfortunately, with these Urx rails, if you decide to add any attachments, for instance, I don't know, a flashlight or a grip or something, or any rail covers, they screw into the side if you're attaching them to the side, obviously. But what that does is it screws into the lower part, because this rail is actually consisting of two parts, the top part and the lower part there, which comes off. When they're together like this and you're screwing in panels or whatever to the side, you're screwing both parts together, so you're binding them, so they won't come out after that, after you screw everything in. So I could have a flashlight there and some rails here all screwed in, and that means that bottom part doesn't come off. Unfortunately, the hop-up unit, the adjustment for the hop-up unit is there. So you have to take this rail off, which means, well, if you're in the middle of a game and you need to adjust your hop-up, you have to take all of that apart, which isn't very good. Which is why I don't have any attachments on mine apart from that bottom part there, which doesn't affect it. Where's my screwdriver? There's a retention pin here, which if you push down and push that slide up like that, it can just come out. And that's your hop-up unit there, which you can adjust. So if you have nothing on your rifle, that's great, you can adjust it. If you have something attached to the side, you're going to have to take that off every time you adjust your hop-up, which isn't the most convenient. Oh, but Nugent GL has, I think he's come up with a design of changing over some parts to have the hop-up unit adjustable from the inside. I don't know, go to his channel, check it out. Again, it's Nugent GL. Hope he doesn't mind me quoting him like this, but he's got some good videos and lots of really good information showing you workarounds and fixes for certain problems. Okay, right, we'll get down to a firing test, I believe. Yes, just lock that bolt back. Oh, and also, if you are considering gaming with this rifle, if you're in Europe or one of the colder countries, you may want to consider using a more powerful gas than green gas. It's, I don't have my temperature gauge, it's about 16 degrees C in here with the heating on, and it doesn't run smoothly on green gas. I'll quickly show you. This is a green gas magazine. Oh yes, I haven't even talked about the magazines yet. It comes with an EB Tech magazine, which holds 29-30 rounds, I believe. It's incredibly heavy, with no gas and no BBs in there. It weighs slightly heavier than a fully loaded real steel AR-15 magazine, 5.56 magazine, last time I checked. Okay, these come with the rifle. They're not very, well, I'll be truthful, they're not very good. I'm not too happy with these magazines. These two bars which you see here, this tip was also taught to me by Nugent Geo as well from his videos. They are so tight, these magazines, I couldn't even get it inside, you know. I had to really clamp parts of it together and push out parts just to make the shape correct, to get it inside the mag well, to get in smooth. And the problem was they were too fat in some areas. Now, being the shell was holding the internals so tight, it wouldn't let the BBs feed fully either. They'd get caught in one of these areas here, just by the bend, I guess. It's because it had these two bars on the side, these two machine bars on the inside. So what I had to do was I had to unscrew that little retention screw there, pull off that, the base plate, and get some needle nose pliers and pull out. They just pull straight out from the side on the inside like that. This bar and this bar, and after that it you know, went in pretty smoothly because the size was correct and it fed all the BBs, which is great. I've never had a BB jam after I've done that, so thanks again, Nugent Geo. Alright, this is Green Gas Magazine, EB Tech. I'll just should be enough. And the inlet valve is not very good. It spews out gas everywhere every time you fill it. Right, put this in there. This is green gas at about 16 degrees C, dry fire. I'm going to be holding the Ambi bolt lock so it doesn't lock back, but you can see how it cycles on green gas at this temp. And I'll do a full auto burst. It's probably not gonna work. Okay, it's fine. And there are some minor problems. Okay, right. That was surprisingly not too bad on green gas. It's running, I wrote down the averages somewhere, there it is, 330 FPS on green gas. And I'm going to show you this other gas, which is made by Garda. It's called Power Up Gas. Okay, this is meant to be more powerful than green gas, and they don't tell you, obviously, for obvious reasons, what's inside it, but it's meant to be more powerful than green gas and for colder climates. This is EB Tech Mag, which all I fill it with is Garda gas. Okay, let's give this a go. Should be enough. Okay. Set the magazine. Release the bolt. I'm going to hold the bolt lock back. Right, this is on semi. Wow. Holy, that's... Oh, that feels great. And full auto. And semi. I'll just let it lock back. Yep, working. Right, so you might want to consider using a more powerful gas if your site allows it. Oh, the averages. Here we go. The green gas mag was averaging at 330 FPS, and using Garda Power Up gas, it was averaging about 445, which is insane, especially at this temperature. You absolutely must not use this gas in if you're in Asia and if it's summer, I guess you'd probably blow something up. Okay, right, any more problems? I think that's about it really. Oh, I haven't talked about the this part here, which is the flash hider. It comes with the threads of the front threads are 12mm clockwise, I believe, but that's not set to the barrel. It's actually got this section in here which is removable. Comes with I think that's the flash hider it comes with. If you want to change out your flash hider, most Airsoft flash hiders are, or suppressors are, 14mm counterclockwise. I think that's the most popular one. You'll need to buy this, which is the thing that changes it over from Vipertech to a 14mm counterclockwise, so that you can fit all your Airsoft flash hiders, if that's what you want to do. Okay. Don't know why I'm doing that. It's the same flash hider basically, but just to show you guys. Okay. There, and that's not timed properly. Obviously needs some spaces. Oh, and if you do buy this rifle, one of the main things you have to, I absolutely recommend, you must buy, is this this Urx tool from Vipertech, which is made by steel and has a nice ring to it. For releasing and unbolting the Urx nut, which is torqued down to God knows how much, but it's torqued down to the point where if you use a really an Airsoft version of this or a cheaper version of this, it can bend it and destroy your tool. So you either need the real one or the one from Vipertech. Okay, which I highly recommend, but it's a little bit expensive. Oh, this rail has these sling attachment points there and there and there as well, which I'll show you. These are just some cheapy ones I bought from somewhere in Asia. Yeah. Okay, and I've got some cheap sights, just front and rear, just for the looks. I'm never going to use them. I'm using this scope most of the time. It's pretty accurate, not very efficient. It's incredibly dependent on temperature, as most gas blowback rifles are. Some do better than others. This one's slightly more temperamental when it comes to temperature and environment. Okay, what else? It's got a forge line on the front, which you probably won't be able to see because my camera setup is horrible, and the KAC Knights Armament trigger guard there. The trigger feels really nice, the grip feels really nice. Most of you are familiar with these grips. What else can I go on about it? Oh yeah, the sound. It just sounds amazing. It's incredibly heavy, robust, built like a tank, but as I said, there's a few problems out of the box most of the time, which if you rectify, it will just work brilliantly, as long as you respect it. You know, it's not a full auto junkie. You can't go crazy on full auto, obviously, because it's because of the weight of the bolt and the efficiency of the magazines. But it may work with, I'm told, I don't know, I've never tested it, it works with WA magazines, certain WA magazines, maybe the GHK magazines, I don't know. I've not tested it myself, so I can't say. Vipertech sells this uprated recoil bolt, which is only a few grams heavier than the original one. After installing that, I couldn't feel any difference. It just felt the same to me, so I'm just going to put that to one side. But if you've, it's very expensive. The rifle is very, very expensive. Will I recommend it? If you're a collector and you enjoy working on rifles, and you know a lot of, you've got some, you can machine parts or you can modify parts in some kind of way, then yeah, I recommend this. This is a lot of fun. It was a great fun project for me, finding out what problems it had and rectifying them. But it's not, probably not the best out of the box. There will be problems as you use it. It might happen within 100 rounds, it might never happen. but on mine it just did. All these problems occurred very early on after acquiring it. The receiver's very nice. Obviously it's forged, so dare I say it's never going to break. The markings on it are very deep, very clear, very crisp on both sides as well. The selector is incredibly crisp. You know, you can hear that, it's very loud. It's very strong as well. You need some strength to select what, how you're going to shoot it. You may need some of these hop-up rubbers if you're going to, you know, use it as a skirmish rifle. I've not had to change mine because I hardly ever use it. But I do enjoy it. The outer barrel, if I've not said yet, is made of steel. Very realistic. The realism is incredible. I mean, the gas port, or whatever you call it, it actually comes with some holes in the center, as opposed to just being one straight bar, which is very nice. You know, the colouring they've mine. I don't know if this is the same with all of them, but the colour of the upper receiver is ever so slightly different than the colour of the lower receiver, which might be true on the real firearm. I just don't know because I don't own any. Oh, one more problem I had was the ambidextrous bolt release. There, this here affects this side here, so they kind of work in adjacent to each other. This side no longer works for me. I mean, I can hold it down to stop the bolt stop engaging, but I cannot release it from this side. I don't know why. It worked when I first received the rifle. It has stopped working recently. Is that rust? There's a little bit of rust on this part. It's probably because I haven't oiled it properly. Right, but you need to look after this rifle if you're going to use it. Obviously, you're going to have to lube the bolt and the O-ring on the nozzle and all other moving parts to keep it functioning properly. But if milsim's your thing, military simulation, and you want the realism, then this is probably one of the best rifles you could buy, be it a little bit expensive, considering it's not, there are parts you have to upgrade. You know, this is in some communities considered the rifle you do not need to upgrade, but there are parts you need to change to make it function more reliably. But it's very, very reliable as it is. Yeah, so if you're considering a Vipertech, go for it if you got the money. It's just these are some of the problems I encountered. You know, your mileage may vary, but yeah, that's it. Right, so if you like this video, comment, like and subscribe, and I'll keep releasing more videos. Cheers guys, see you later.